The same goes for fighting crime in our country. We need to get all our people involved in fighting criminality. The extraordinary attack by Honorable Malema on Minister Gordhan requires a response. It is a fundamental tenet of our democratic constitutional order that no person, no matter what position they hold, is above the law. No person is above scrutiny. Every person must answer for their actions. That includes the President, that includes Honorable Gordhan, that includes even Honorable Malema. By the same measure, every person is equal before the law and must have recourse to the law. Every person must be able to enforce their rights, whether that means approaching the courts or any other competent authority. I'm in no position, Honorable Malema, to express a view on the findings that the public protector has made against Minister Gordhan. That is a matter that is now before the courts. But I can express a view on the character of the minister and the contribution he has made to the liberation of our country. I have appointed him to a critical and demanding position in cabinet because I know him to be a person of commitment and integrity. He has endured and withstood extreme pressure, both under apartheid and in the democratic era. He's been under pressure to abandon principle and to forsake his responsibility to this nation. If Minister Gordhan or any member of this administration has anything to answer for, they must be held to account without exception. They must, yes, be hauled before any court, and they must go and answer. And in that regard, I will be saying to him, go and answer before a court of law. But allow that determination to be made by an appropriate judicial institution. After due process, let the law take its course. This is what our Constitution demands. We are united in our desire to see a society free of crime and violence. We need to be similarly united in our efforts to build such a society. There can be no meaningful progress until the police work more closely with communities, until government agencies collaborate and share information more effectively, and until individuals take responsibility for their actions. It is important that members of our community, where crime occurs, should be the first to come forward and work with the police. I will relate a story here that just shows how even leaders of various political parties here have been able to take action and work with our security agencies. Honorable Malema calls me one day and he says, President, in a particular area where I visited as a party leader, there's a gangster who is holding the entire community hostage. And he extorts money from this community, and he's just wreaking havoc. And he says, President, something has to be done about this fellow. And I took that to heart. I immediately applauded Honorable Malema, and I contacted the Minister of Police, and I said, you need to go to this community. And thank you very much, Honorable Malema, for having done that, because that was a civic duty. But it led to the minister going to this community, holding a meeting with the community, a large meeting for that matter. And during the course of this meeting, there was only one brave person, Honorable Malema, who was able to stand up and tell the minister that there's one criminal in the whole township who is terrorizing everyone. And he was brave and courageous enough to stand up in a meeting and mention his name. You and I know his name. And everybody applauded because they knew. Members of our community know who the criminals are. And we now call upon them to act like Honorable Malema, to act like that person who stood up in the meeting and say what is happening in their communities. So I applaud you, Honorable. No, he was not a whistleblower. He was just doing his civic duty, and I thank Honorable Malema for that. The criminal was immediately arrested, and he's incarcerated, and peace has descended in that community.